What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we're going to go through and talk about the best options for the New York Jets at right tackle after losing Alijah Vera-Tucker for the season. A massive, massive blow to this New York Jets team. Frustrating that 2 wins, 2 Achilles just gone. Really frustrating, really annoying, but now the Jets have to move on and try to finish this thing out strong and find a option at right tackle to start. And this is where they'll probably go in the short term, but even potentially longer term, meaning like for the rest of the season, because I think, AVT at right tackle probably is your long-term answer, but maybe not after the back-to-back injuries, and we could probably talk about that later in the offseason, but at least an option to start the rest of the year at right tackle. Something that's in-house is Max Mitchell, who played 39 snaps in Denver, came in for AVT after he went down. He allowed 1 pressure and was, I thought, pretty good. He was in for the long Breece Hall run. I thought he held his own. He didn't grade out well on PFF, but you take those gradings with a grain of salt, I think, anyway. And really, I just prefer to kind of look at the stats that they have, for instance, the pressures that they allow on sacks and things like that. But I thought there was some good from this game, and better than what he looked like in the preseason and training camp. I thought in the preseason and training camp, the Jets offensive line looked like it was going to be a massive problem because of left tackle and right tackle being Billy Turner and Max Mitchell. And eventually this most recent unit was playing really well with Mekhi Becton on the left tackle, AVT at right tackle. Joe Tippmann comes in and plays guard. The last 3 games I thought have played pretty well as a unit, but now with Max Mitchell coming back in, they did play him as a rookie last year, when I think that in a perfect world he would have been a sit and stash kind of guy, and was so. There were some okay moments, like he wasn't a complete disaster, so I guess that was, exceeding expectations for some. But it wasn't, or at least I don't think he was, like, fantastic. Like, oh my God, yes, this guy is absolutely, he showed he absolutely is a starter going forward. In a pinch, can he play? Yeah, he can. So this, I would say, is something that would be classified as a pinch. And, Max Mitchell getting the start is, I think, probably your most likely scenario. The Jets could also sign Eli Collins, who is the former Cincinnati Bengal from last year and was really well known from his time in Dallas. He tore his ACL in December, but he was finally healthy and he was cleared in late September. He's able to work out for teams right now. He's back. He hasn't signed anywhere yet. I would be interested in bringing him in, a veteran who has a lot of starts under his belt, has his flaws, and we'll talk about them in a second, but can play at a high level. It's been a couple years since he's played at a high level, but adding a veteran presence who you trust, who has starting experience, might be worthwhile. He was excellent in Dallas in 2021 and 2019. He did not play in 2020. In 2022 with the Bengals, 5 sacks, 34 pressures, 8 penalties, a lot of penalties. Penalties are an issue with him in his career, but when he's on the field, he's a pretty solid blocker, and I wouldn't want this as your let's start the season plan, but this is emergency panic button time, and you have to at least see what he has left in the tank. Bring him back in for a workout, maybe sign him. It might take him a couple weeks to ramp up to speed, but he could be someone who goes after the bye, potentially. You have one more game. You got the Eagles this week, and then the bye week after that, so you could potentially ramp someone up over the next 2-3 weeks. For me and Eli Collins, is it a perfect answer? No, but there is no perfect answer when AVT goes down after that. So you could also play Billy Turner at right tackle, who's someone that they brought in. He's played a lot on the left side in training camp and just during his time with the New York Jets, but played both guard and tackle and has played in both sides of the line in his career. He's someone that Nathaniel Hackett loves. We know Aaron Rodgers loves him, but it goes deeper than just the Aaron Rodgers love. Nathaniel Hackett liked him so much that he brought him from Green Bay to Denver last year. He was not good in Denver last year. He only played 483 snaps, so not a ton, but was semi-passable the 2 years prior in Green Bay, but that was with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, so those numbers might look a little bit better than someone like Russell Wilson last year, who was holding onto the ball, taking a ton of sacks. He wasn't very good in training camp. He let up a lot of pressures, but going up against a really good Jets defensive line, maybe it's that's part of the reason, perhaps, why they looked so bad. It's because they're going up against one of the best lines in football. But I would not. This would not be my preferred plan. This is why it's ranked third on my list here. But Billy Turner is someone who can come in and play right tackle if you need him. You could also kind of wait and see, because Dwayne Brown could come off of IR soon. And I guess have him play left tackle and move Mekhi Becton back to right tackle, but I don't like this at all. I think this is, I know this was their original plan to start the year, and it's something that the Jets maybe they would want to do, but I don't think it was a coincidence that the offensive line has gotten significantly better once Dwayne Brown is out and they bring in Joe Tippmann. Like, I don't think that was a coincidence. So I don't think Brown, after getting hurt, is going to somehow be better and come back and be better than ever. Midway through his age, 38 season, I'm all good there. And Becton is kind of settled in on the left side. I don't want to have to keep moving him around. It's unfair to Mekhi Becton. Could they do it? Yes, they did it in season before. They moved him from the right side to the left side, but he was practicing all week on the left side. They could do it again, but this is not a preferred option. I know it was the Jets' plan before the season started, but through the first 2-3 weeks of the year, we saw how badly that offensive line looked with Dwayne Brown in at left tackle. And then the last option is they could bring in someone that's a familiar face, has been around with the team for a long time, at least a long time in the last 2 years, is Cedric Ogbah, who started 5 games for the Jets last year. He let up 14 pressures, 1 sack. Was he phenomenal? No, he wasn't phenomenal, but he's someone who knows the team well, knows what the expectation is, and has been here relatively recently. Like, this is someone that, has been around the team a bunch, and I think, he was okay last year, all things considered. Was he phenomenal? No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he was great, but he came in for AVT the last time when he got hurt in Denver. He came in and played right tackle and started another 5 games after that at the position and was okay. Was he great? No, I'm not dancing for joy if they sign Cedric Ogbah and think, the season's fixed. Offensive line's gonna be fine. But he's someone who, again, knows the team well, knows what the expectation is. I don't think it would take crazy long to get in here and be able to play. The unfortunate thing is there isn't really a perfect option now. Every one of these options has, flaws here, and we'll see what the Jets end up doing. And by the way, I tweeted it out, but I just want to put it in this video as well because I've seen it in comments a lot, and it's that Alijah Vera-Tucker got hurt because he was playing tackle, and he can't play tackle because it cost him. It's costing him, and that's the reason why he got hurt, is because of the position he played. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think that his Achilles knew that he was 6 feet to the right playing tackle rather than playing guard when he was pass blocking when the Achilles tore. It could have happened anytime. It was a coincidence that it happened on the same field, which is frustrating that it happened in Denver 2 years in a row. It was a coincidence that it was at the same position at tackle. They're 2 completely unrelated injuries. Again, one was an Achilles that just happens. And by the way, they have a grass field. They don't have turf, which I've seen a lot of people say, it's turf, you got to switch it. And while I am team grass for field, it happened on a grass field. It just happens sometimes. And it was a tricep last year. It was 2 freak injuries. It happens. It's really, really unfortunate. It stinks, but his body didn't go, oh my God, I'm at tackle. My Achilles is going to pop now. But if I was at guard, I'd be totally fine. So let's throw that nonsense out the window. What is your favorite option for right tackle now? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.